Hey guys, how are you doing? Today is May 20, another Friday, and one of the readers want me to analyze on previously it is called a Square and now it's called Block, right? Whenever there is a change of name, then that is not a change of company name is not a good thing, right? You can see Facebook, right? You can see Facebook now it's called Meta, and then Square now is called Block, right? I don't know if PayPal will also change the name, right? And no matter it's called Square or called Block, then now it's not a good shape. Now it's not in a good shape. Just 2 weeks before, it announced the quarter report, and it's quite bad. It's very bad, right? And if you Google it, then you cannot get the PE. Then if you go to some other companies like other website like CNBC or the others, then you can find the PE now is still 89 point something. Is very high still, right? PayPal is better. PayPal is less than 20, but both of them, right? They get the tailwind of the work from home or the lockdown, and then now it's gone, right? So just to show you the most updated balance sheet, then you know what I mean, right? Very easy. Then if you just go into the, I know that there the finance report, the letters are very small, right? I just want to campaign. The letters are very small, right? Normally you need to enlarge it, then you can see clearly of the figures, right? So if you work a little bit more harder, then you go to the website, then take a look on the report. Then you will see that actually this season compared to 1 year before is really bad, right? You may not know how to very easily to just find out if this stock is worth for you to invest or not. So I will show you the most easy way to do that, right? Maybe just a few minutes, then you can get it, right? Okay, then because of the retail stock is very bad, it's still very bad, right? Still Target still dropping yesterday, Walmart still dropping, and Costco seems the dropping is just less than 1%. But remember that Costco still not announced that its report yet. Maybe also bad. We don't know that, right? So it seems better now, but don't be too positive now, right? So the Falcon portfolio, then previously we are few days before we are 55 early this week, and then POM, then it quickly becomes 48%. Huh? Okay, then if for any subject you want me to discuss, then you can leave your comment under the YouTube, or you can directly email to me by usstockmarketweekly@gmail.com. So this is our Falcon portfolio. Then our performance is 48%, and then we just beat the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq performance is 47%, right? It doesn't matter. Just kidding. So this is Jack Dorsey, the boss of Twitter as well. And then at the end of last year, then he said that he renamed the Square to Block, and then he will go back to Block then for the engineering, right? I think that he is very skillful in program and engineering, something like that, right? But really, Block or Square, no matter what is the name, then has to be re-squared, right? It has to change its direction, then otherwise, then this company will go on, right? I'm not joking. So just show you the figures, then you will know that. So yesterday, the Dow Jones still dropped 236 points, right? So still dropping because of the retail, not because of the treasury bond, right? It's because of the retailer, the inflation. And Nasdaq also dropped, but a little bit, just less than 30 points, right? So some quick headlines. So we know that Walmart's been pumped, and then Target been pumped. Then I'm not sure if the dropping is finished, maybe or maybe not, right? Because the Target's the net profit, if compared to 1 year before in the same quarter, is decreased by 50%. Well, this is terrible. And also for Walmart, it decreased more than 23%. So maybe the hedge fund will start to do something not easy on Walmart because Walmart is big. But Target is not. Target is just 73 billion US dollar in the total cap value. So I'm not sure. And Costco seems better, but Costco still not announced the quarter result yet. So if it announced it, may be also terrible, right? So don't buy the dip yet, right? I think it may be still carry on until more than 1 season or 2 seasons because I'm not seeing the inflation and the transportation bottleneck will end it in 1 season. I don't think so. It may probably go on for some time. And for the first time since the pandemic, the leisure and business flight surpassed 2019 level. This is a good thing, right? This is a good thing for the airlines, right? For Delta, something like that. But remember that they have very huge debts, right? During the pandemic, during that 2 years, they may have a huge debts for that. So whenever you want to buy at the dip, right? So take a look on the debts first. Take a look at the debts first. Maybe it takes them 2 years more to settle the debts, right? So you may be buying too early, or maybe the pandemic will come back again. So be careful on that. And I will analyze in the Hong Kong channel. Yesterday, Applied Materials result is, I'm not saying that it's bad, but a little bit weak. And then the explanation from the company is because of the supply chain bottleneck. And seems the market accept it, right? So it just dropped at less than half percent, something like that. I don't know. Maybe just yesterday, but maybe today it will pump. I don't know. But I'm still positive on that because the company is saying it's true, right? The supply chain has the problem for Ukraine, for China, something like that. And also the PE for Applied Material is not high, just 15, right? So we'll see. Okay, we start on a very simple and short explanation and review on Block's finance of this quarter. Then we can see that Block, this is from yesterday, right? It acquires a gold power platform for restaurant. Then it has to find another square. It has to. Otherwise, then this company will go on. Then I'll show you very soon. This is Jack Dorsey, right? We know that he is the boss. So take a look on that. On no matter it's called Square or Block, then the share price now is 87.14 closing yesterday. So you can see that the share price of Block, it totally goes back to 2020. You see that, right? It goes back to 2020. And then the PE now is still very high, 89. Very, very high for that. It cannot support it. For the performance now, it really cannot afford it. It's too high for her, right? Maybe it will further drop, I don't know. But most probably, it will. So take a look on PayPal, right? PayPal, unfortunately, same story, right? PayPal's share price even dropped a little bit lower than 2020 at the same time. But her PE is 19.68 only. So probably PayPal is reaching the bottom for now. but I'm not sure that it will bounce back or not, right? Because now the spotlight goes to where? The spotlight goes to MasterCard and Visa, right? Because the whole world is relieving from the COVID-19. So take a look on few diagrams, then you will know that this is by JR Research. Right? So you can see that for this is the blue one is the adjusted EBITDA, right? And then the red one, that means the lines are adjusted EBITDA margin. So you can see that very clearly, right? At last year's in the month of April, May, and June, you can see that EBITDA is very strong, very, very strong, right? And the adjusted EBITDA's margin goes to 7.7%. And then it drops because USA start to relieve, right? Stiff to relieve from the COVID-19 after the vaccine. So you can see that it quickly drops. And then to this quarter, that means 2022 March 31, the EBITDA drops to minus 17.3%. If the EBITDA is a negative, that means the net profit is a negative as well. And then the forecast, the E means estimated. The forecast for next season, right? You can see that the EBITDA is further drops to minus 57.9%. And then the EBITDA margin adjusted is 3.4%. That means the net profit margin may be negative. It's quite probably is negative. So a little bit scared, right? So this is more clear, right? The blue one is adjusted earnings per share. And then the red one is GAAP. That means non-adjusted earnings per share. Even the non-adjusted earnings per share, then you can see that is a negative. Now, it's negative 0.38 already for each share, right? But for the adjusted, you can see that now for this season is 0.18 adjusted per share. I think it probably goes back to 2020. So the stock price goes back to 2020. Very clear, right? And then for the estimate, that they are thinking that it will become better. But you have to prove to me. Show me. Don't just show me the estimation. I have to learn how you can do that. How Block can do that. This one, quite clear, right? It compared it to the first 3 months of this year compared to the same period 1 year before. You can see that for the revenue, everything goes up. Only one goes down is the Bitcoin revenue. But unfortunately, Bitcoin revenue occupied nearly 70% of the total revenue of the company. And then it dropped at 50.7%. Transaction goes up. Subscription goes up. Hardware goes up. But the Bitcoin goes down. That's the problem. So a lot of readers ask me, how do I view Bitcoin? I have no comment on Bitcoin because Bitcoin now in the state is not legal. It's not illegal, but it's not legal. I will not recommend anything that is not legal. Right? Previously, why Square goes up, right? It goes up because a lot of people using Square for Bitcoin. Right? They exchange in the platform, they buy it and then they sell it. Then it's not for buying things, they just want to earn the money on the Bitcoin, right? So at that time, it's only Square do that. So Square, boom, right? And now, everyone do that, right? PayPal do that. Even Visa, MasterCard can do that. So the Bitcoin market, no matter the Bitcoin value drops or rise up again, right? So a lot of competitors, it divided the market. So you can see that the Bitcoin revenue decreased. I think in the coming season, the same, right? The same. And you can see that the net income, even though it's not adjusted, lost 204 million US dollar, right? So how can you buy it? A company is losing, then you invest the money, then you want your money to be loosed, right? Okay, the net cash generated, right, for that season is 229 million US dollar. But don't forget that is after all those adjustments. And in this title, it say that net cash provided by or used in operating activities. So a little bit confused for us, right? Normally, they will use the term debt for those securities, right? But maybe not, right? U.S. agency securities, right? Then corporate bonds is the debt, right? You have to pay the interest, right? And then the government securities and U.S. government securities, foreign government securities, right? So we just put on the term for long-term debts already, right? We put it first for long-term debts, 1.53 billion US dollar. We put it first, right? So very easy. If you think that is too a little bit confused, very easy. You use the simplest way to do that. You use the revenue to minus the cost of revenue minus the cost of revenue and minus the operating expense, right? This may not be the net profit, right? But very close to net profit. So just by doing that, it's lost 226.789 million US dollar. And the yearly payback, so it's a loss. It's a loss, right? So it lost already. So maybe we will be confused by the cash generated, something like that. So you use this simplest method. Use the total revenue minus the cost of revenue, like marketing, something like that, and the rent and the operating expense, something like that. Then you will immediately learn that it's a loss, right? Very clear. So how can you buy it? So the point is for the Bitcoin revenue, I think the Bitcoin revenue decrease is because that the business is been taken over by the others, like by PayPal, like by Visa card, like by MasterCard, I don't know. Right? But unfortunately, the Bitcoin occupied 69% of the total revenue. So without that Bitcoin revenue, we take it away, then the company is a negative. It will lose. It cannot get the balance. So you can see that why Square need to diversify to other lines, like just buy another restaurant platform. So enlarge the network for the other restaurant. But will it help? I don't think so. I don't know. It may find a completely new business to replace the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin business being divided by the others is a fact, right? It's ongoing already. You cannot change it. So without the biggest revenue and the biggest income, so Square is a loss. That means before that she's a loss, but she suddenly goes to Bitcoin, so it boom, 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 then rise up. And after the others come in, so she's gone, right? So unless she can prove she has another business line that make the profit come in again, you cannot invest in block. I'm sorry about that, right? No matter what the debt is, because it's a negative, right? It's a negative already, right? So, and you can see that the share price now, the price to earning ratio is 89. So you can see PayPal is what? PayPal is only 15, 16 something. So I'm afraid that it may further drop, right? So if you holding this stock, I'm afraid that you should sell it out a long time before already, right? That's what it is. I'm sorry about that, right? Okay, so today we share up till here, and if you like this video, then please give us a like, and then any comment and share to your friends are welcome, and please press the subscribe button and press the bell icon next to it. So whenever there's a new video uploaded, then you will be informed. So today is a Friday, so everyone have a peaceful weekend. Let us see you next week. Bye.